Hello, I'm Paul Taylor. I'm the head of the pre-employment department for Qube Learning. Qube Learning have been around now for over 20 years. We're a grade 2 provider and we have been working on traineeships since they were introduced back in 2014. And I really hope that you enjoy this session and you get the information that you need from it. There is a Q&A function that you are able to use throughout this presentation. So if you do have any questions, then please feel free to send them through that function and then we will answer them at the end of the presentation. A traineeship is a government-funded program that is aimed at the unemployed young people aged between 16 and 24. It's a fantastic program to help young people who have come out of school or any type of education that have not got the skills that they require to get into their favoured career. It's a great way to bring young people into your business who you may discount because their CV is not up to the scratch when they apply for the role. And it's also a great opportunity for you to try that young person out in your business before committing to a contract or an apprenticeship. But in the reverse of that, it's also a great opportunity for that young person to try you out as an employer before they commit to that selected career. So I'm just going to play you a short clip of a young learner who went into a childcare setting for a first time. This was an industry she was really keen on, but didn't have the grades, qualifications, or experience. So she did the traineeship. So I'm just going to play this short clip so you can see what her journey was like.
I couldn't find a job, so that decreased my self-confidence because I was applying for lots, and some I got through to the interview but they wouldn't take me on.
Ruxa, initially when I first met her confidence levels had been knocked because she'd applied for lots and lots of roles and she'd been overlooked one way or another.
Traineeship's a good idea because it shows your employer that you're capable of working, and obviously it shows the potential that you have inside because you get that chance to show how that you'll be able to do it.
Everybody can shine through on an interview, but we've seen how Ruxa works. We've seen what she is capable of doing within the 12 weeks. We know what her work ethic is, how she will fit in. So hence, it's better that way. So we've had her for 3 months and it has been a good experience for her as well.
At the beginning I was a bit nervous, but then I got better. That felt really good. It felt like I'd achieved something and I was really proud of myself.
Ruxa has really shone through. She's well motivated and she will use her own initiative to carry tasks forward. And she's a loving and caring person.
Thankfully, I got a traineeship and then from there I progressed onto apprenticeship. And then they put me straight onto a level 3, which obviously boosted my self-confidence because I felt that they've obviously seen that potential in me.
It's just great to see young people do that and go through it and understand that there is an end goal and that, you know, Ruxa has evidence of that it's worked and that she's now on an apprenticeship and she's got that idea that she wants to go further than that.
It's absolutely amazing sort of thing. She is a totally different person in that she'll engage with individuals that she's never met before, and she's just got this bright, happy face. She's built up a network of contacts and support groups that she can talk to both inside and outside of work.
My self-confidence has really boosted a lot on my self-esteem. I've also started seeing that I can do something. Before I was like, I can't do it, and I've become more positive towards life. So I've had a big improvement. It's all because of the traineeship, because if I didn't get that traineeship, then I would still be looking for jobs.
As you've just seen from the video, you can see how the employer was really involved in Ruxa's journey during her traineeship. So she was really supported there by the employer. She got the experience and she got the knowledge during her traineeship program. She was also supported by her tutor as well from Qube Learning, who also gave her the knowledge for employability skills like CV writing, interview skills, and gave her the confidence. You wouldn't know it, but before we did anything like that, Ruxar was very, very quiet. She didn't really speak that much, and that is why she was struggling to get into any type of paid work, because when it came to an interview, she was very, very low on confidence. So the traineeship program really does help give young people those confidence skills that they require to get into that next step. So as I mentioned earlier, Qube Learning have now been working on traineeships since they were introduced back in 2014, and we feel that we have got a delivery model that will work within your business. At its core, our work preparation training, English and maths at functional skills for those who need it, and a high quality work placement is what we require. We can develop a bespoke model which suits both the needs of the business and the individual student. So if you've got anything specific that you need including in that traineeship, then we can incorporate it into the program. What we look for is what the progression is going to be for that student. So is it going to be an apprenticeship? Is it going to be into a contracted job? And what we look to do is bring elements of that back into the traineeship so that the student is working on all of those things during that program, during the traineeship, that they're going to need for that next progression, so be it an apprenticeship or into a contracted job. In addition to these core elements, we can work with you to add if they need, say, an extra so health and safety training, or if they need food hygiene training or anything like that that may be specific to your business, we can add that into the traineeship as well. So what we're looking for from you as an employer is that you would commit to providing a high quality work placement. And with this, we mean that you will be able to support that trainee with a buddy or a mentor, so somebody that they can look up to during their time on the traineeship. Now, this is a great opportunity for you as a business to use somebody who you are looking to promote into either a supervisor role or into an assistant manager or even into your next manager. You could use that and use the traineeship program to develop their skills as well. What we're also looking for is that they've got a structure to follow. So there is going to be coaching and training that is going to be identified during the program that we can work with you and with the student to ensure that during their time on the traineeship, they're getting the necessary skills to progress into the next position. There are numerous benefits to you as an employer to taking on a traineeship. So a couple of those are that it's a cost and time effective recruitment solution. So we have a specialised team who will take the recruitment headache away from you, and we will work with you to get the right person on board for the traineeship. It also allows you to shape the skills and experience of young people from your local community, helping your business to develop a loyal and talented workforce, generating good PR for your business. As I mentioned earlier, traineeships are a great way to recruit into your business. Now, if you're using apprenticeships, it's a great way to solve any retention issues that you may have. As you can see on these stats here, trainees who progressed to an apprenticeship have stayed on programme for more than 3 months, and that was 100%. This compares to 83% of apprentices who had not undertaken a traineeship previously. Also, 100% of trainees who progressed onto an apprenticeship have either completed or are still continuing their learning. And these stats, as you may have noticed, are from 2019-20. Due to the pandemic, these stats have been impacted slightly due to the uptake of apprenticeships during this time. So I'm now going to hand over to Dawn Greenwood, who is the pre-employment recruitment manager who looks after all of the recruitment for trainees going on to programs.
Thank you very much, Paul. My name is Dawn Greenwood. I work for Qube Learning. I've worked here for around 7 years. I started out as a traineeship tutor, progressed on to the recruitment team, and I'm now the pre-employment recruitment manager. So my team is the first point of contact for both learners who are wanting to embark on a traineeship and employers who wanted to take a traineeship, and we marry the two together. So what are the steps if you want to take a traineeship into your business? So the first part of this process is that you would have a discussion with myself or somebody from the recruitment team, so we can discuss your requirements. We would look at the job description for the traineeship and what that progression route looks like. Once we have this information, we would then advertise out on all our local platforms, which include social media, Get My First Job, and the government website. And then we would start sifting applicants and finding people suitable for that sector in that area. Once we've found suitable applicants, we would then send them to yourselves to do an informal job chat. So once a traineeship has been successfully placed, they would then embark on a 7 to 8 week traineeship, age dependent, and they would work alongside a qualified member of your team, a buddy or a mentor, learning the ropes within the care sector and gaining that valuable work experience. They would also be appointed a tutor from our company who would do weekly contact visits, and they would deliver skills such as employability, maths and English, and gain feedback from the mentor or manager on how well they're doing in placement. It's with a view that at the end of that 7 to 8 weeks, if that student has excelled, that they would then be offered a paid apprenticeship or paid position within your company so that they can then progress in their chosen sector in care. So there are a number of incentives available to businesses as displayed on screen. So for each traineeship learner that is taken for the work experience element, you are awarded £1,000 from the government. This can be claimed up to 10 times within each ESFA region. If the learner then progresses onto an apprenticeship at the end, you can then claim a further grant for the apprenticeship of between £3,000 and £4,000. That's age dependent. Thank you for listening. I'm now going to pass you over to Boo, who is one of our placement managers. Boo works at Lee Mount Care Home in Halifax, and he has successfully been taking traineeship learners from us for a number of years who have then progressed onto apprenticeships.
I'm Boo, I'm the register manager at Lee Mount Care Home. It's been, an up and down period at Lee Mount from when I've been in there. So I came in there 6 years ago now, and when I came in, the service were in a bit of a bad way, to be honest with you. And now, we had 13 people at the home. So now, we're full. We've got, people wanting to come up to us, and, we got an outstanding, we didn't get an outstanding overall, but we got an outstanding in his CQC report as last one. And there's only 2 care home services in Calderdale that's ever got one anyway. So, we've done really well at that point of view. So that's the kind of background of the service. Yeah, it's kind of building people opportunity, giving people opportunity, but also as a business point of view, recruitment is an expensive thing. So for me to, employ, traineeships and then going on to apprenticeships, I'm looking to develop that member of staff. It's like an investment kind of thing as well over time. So in 2 or 3 years' time, they might be senior members of staff by then, or they might be, and they can continue to kind of build a career, and that's what as well for me. I'm thinking long term rather than just a short term kind of solution. Yeah, for me, I think it's that kind of a no-brainer for us now.
We hope you've enjoyed this session and found it informative. As we draw to a close, we want to highlight a couple of award wins and endorsements on screen. If you would like any information at all from the session that you've heard today, then please don't hesitate to get in touch.